Hello, everybody. Party people, non-party people, whatever people happen to be in chat today. We are here to watch the Illusion of Gaia Randomizer tournament. We are all very hyped and we're all very excited. It's going to be a great kickoff race. My name is Jimmy, and I am joined here by New York Rambler.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. How are you doing, Bagu?
I am well. It's a little early for me here on the West Coast, but
okay, that's not as bad as me.
Are you still in New York?
Yeah. Oh, no, that is worse than me. Yes, you're right. I just woke up also, though.
Indeed.
But yes, I am in New York.
Well, it is lovely to see everybody, and it's lovely that everybody is interested in this race and in this game. So we'll talk a little bit about it once we get the race started. Oh, yeah, it looks like we're all ready to go. So I say we just go for it. What do you think, Rambler?
Yeah, sounds good. Illusion Gaia, fantastic game, and even better randomizer. Shout out to the guy who made it. That guy, Bagu, did it.
Yep, that's me. So anything that goes wrong, you can blame me.
Hashtag blame Bagu.
Yeah, it's a thing. Everybody blames me, even for things that aren't my fault. It's okay. But yes, I am the original developer, creator of this randomizer. Are you seeing gameplay yet, Rambler? I'm seeing that they started the race, but I'm not seeing anything yet.
It's probably a delay, so...
Okay, just wanted to make sure that I'm not in the wrong. But yeah, okay, here we go. So it looks like we're about to start. All right, everybody. 10... No, I'm kidding. All right.
Too early.
Too early, sorry.
Maybe by the end of the race.
Okay, and one... Okay, now it's too late.
Now go.
So, all right, so everybody's starting. Okay, so this is the
Frieza
first...
Start. No, not Frieza. This is Water Mia start.
Water Mia. Okay, so let's talk about the randomizer. First of all, the game. Illusion of Gaia is a game that was made for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Came out in North America in 1994, I believe. And it's an RPG. It's very linear. You go around this world and collect a bunch of mystic statues. By the time you get to all of them, then you get to go up to this comet that's been causing a lot of trouble and kill a guy, I guess, and then you save the world. So it's great. This has been randomized, so we've turned a very linear game into a more open world game where you can go back and forth and go back and get stuff. And of course, we've randomized pretty much everything you can in this game. So right now, our runners, solarcell007 and Busranter1992, they're racing today to gather all the items that they have access to right now. And the items they have access to right now are in the northeast continent. So there are 19 locations in the game, and we've separated them into 5 continents. So if you have access to one location in a continent, then you'll have access to all of them. So right now they only have access to 3 places. They have access to Water Mia, which is where they are. They're gathering their 4 items here, and they're talking to the jeweler and figuring out what he has in his inventory. We'll talk about him in a minute. And they can also go to Great Wall of China, and they can also go to Mu, or Mew, or no one really knows how to pronounce it, but
I call
there
it
it is. Mu. So Solar decides to go first into Great Wall, and Busranter decides to go first into Angel Village, which is Mew adjacent. And so we already have a little bit of divergence. Solar, it's a little trickier to go into this dungeon. This is about maybe a little less than halfway through the game, so these enemies are, I believe they'll 2-shot you here at this health. Solar is showing off his free dashes, which is a new, relatively new speedrunner strategy that was discovered, just a few years ago by Mr. Freet, and aptly named. He can get 4 quick items here and check a dark space for an ability. Busranter decided to go into Angel Village first and get 1 item and check a dark space. Didn't look like anything happened there, so he's following suit now. So they're both a great wall, again, to get 4 items and to check dark spaces. Good time to talk about dark spaces, I suppose. A dark space is a little pocket dimension where your guide, Gaia, where you can talk to her and meet her, and she gives you helpful hints and sometimes items, but often she'll give you abilities. There are 6 abilities in the game, one for each of the first 2 forms that you can fight as. You're starting as Will form right now. You can change into Freedan, who's a big beefy boy, and he has a big sword, and it's very lovely. But each of them have 3 special moves that they can do, and there are certain areas of the game that are locked behind, the ability to use certain items. And so whenever they go into a dark space and they just nope right out, they're looking to see if there's any abilities there.
Yeah, I was trying to keep track of what some of the items that Solar and Rancer have been getting, and the one thing I noticed was when when they talked to Gem the Jeweler, that magic dust is actually on the jeweler, so you don't have to go too far out of the way to find that. You'll see 29 jewels.
Yeah, that's good. So, yeah, let's talk about the jeweler then. So, Gem is the name of the jeweler, and he is kind of your frenemy throughout the game. He ends up being one of the hidden final bosses that we may see later on, depending on how this goes. But he's kind of like your shopkeeper. He shows up in various towns, and he has an inventory of goods that he'll give you. Oh, it looks like Solar did indeed find Freedan's first ability. He's hoping this is Dark Friar.
Friar, yeah. I mean, Friar does open a lot logically from here, I believe.
Yeah, and actually it opens up the rest of, or a bit of this dungeon.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep going here. I think we can beat the dungeon, right?
No, we need
spin.
spin. Yeah, he can check one. It's kind of annoying actually for Solar because all he can do right now in this dungeon is check one additional dark space, which is kind of a bear to get to. He can't get any items, and he can't finish the thing. So he has a choice now of, do I nope out and hope to find more items somewhere else, or do I go find this kind of annoying dark space and hope for an additional move? It looks like he's yeah. So it looks like he's deciding to go and check the dark space since he's here. If there's nothing here, then this will be kind of a waste of time. But here he goes. When Busranter finds it, we'll see what they decide to do. Anyway, so I was talking about the jeweler. So the jeweler has 6 items, and you collect dark jewels and you turn them in for items. And you can see what the items are going to be ahead of time. So that's what Rambler was talking about in checking the inventory. And then if you get all the jewels, there are 50 in the original game, but I think the final reward is between 36 and 50. It's randomized, and he'll send you to his fancy mansion, and you get to fight him as Solid Arm, which again is one of the hidden bosses in the original game. You can see
Solid Arm's also a nice little throwback to the first game of this series, Soul Blazer.
Yes, that's right. Alright, so you can see Solar fighting his way to get to this one dark space. He has to kill all the enemies in this room. So it's, it took him a while to get here, and it's going to take him a while to kill these enemies. And so this is an investment of time for sure. We'll see if it pays off for him. Anyway, so Rambler was talking earlier about the magic dust being on the inventory, which is very nice because the magic dust is a required item for all Dark Gaia seeds like we're playing right now. Let's see if Solar gets anything for his trouble. He does get something for his trouble, but
I don't think he's not going to take it. Even if it's Earthquaker, we're not taking it.
Well, is it Earthquake? Yeah, it could be Earthquaker or it could be Aura Barrier.
Aura Barrier could warp to the enemy. Oh, wait.
Now, I kind of disagree with his choice to nope out because there is actually. Oh, you know what? I'm wrong. If you have Friar, you can do everything that you would need to do for Aura Barrier or Earthquaker. So
yeah.
He's just counting on that. So he's saving a few seconds just skipping that ability and saying, you know what? I have everything I need. And now he's going into Angel Village to check that one item in that one dark space that Busranter did earlier.
I mean, I would have taken the Earthquaker because I still don't know exactly how to do the trick in Anger Watt.
That's right. Yeah, so what we're talking about is there's only one space where Earthquaker is actually useful, and that's in Angkor Wat. You jump down from this ledge and you freeze this guy in place. But if you have Dark Friar and you line up exactly right, you can hit him with Dark Friar and destroy him before his locking animation kicks in and you can't hit him anymore. And then Aura Barrier has really no uses at all. Except if you don't have Friar, there are 2 items you can get in the Sky Garden. There's a guy that's just barely out of reach with your sword, and you can barely get him with Aura Barrier. You're intended to use Friar to get him, though. It's just something that we discovered in the randomizer that you can actually use Aura Barrier to get him. So that is in logic. The only other place that Solar can go right now is dipping into Mew, which is annoying. We're kind of in the later dungeon. There are these invisible enemies that just pop up right in front of your path and can just hit you without there's nothing you can do about it. They're called flashers. People call them something else, but they're called flashers. And we'll see if one gets them. Nope.
I tried to see what the mid-red dual prizes was. I think one of them was the Will.
Yes, Will, and I think there was another useful one too. Maybe Gorgon Flower?
Yes, Gorgon Flower.
Gorgon Flower is a fetch quest item.
Yeah, Gorgon Flower gets you 1 check, but Will gets you basically to the next continent.
Alright, so Solar is dipping into Mew, and he has 1 Hope statue. He's going into the room to set it now.
Yeah, the Hope statue was in Watermere.
Oh, Busranter is deciding. Oh, he decides to know about 2 on the Freedan ability. He had a minute of indecision. Do I want to take this as a safety, or do I just want to go fast? And he decides to go fast. Solar getting wrecked by a flasher, just showing up right in his hitbox. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, so Mew is the water temple of Illusion of Gaia. You can lower the water level by setting these Hope statues.
Yeah, when I play Link to the Past Randomizer, I use the music from this game in the Swamp Palace, and it's basically the same thing.
Nice. Alright, so Solar's death warping to get to the beginning of the dungeon. That's a nice thing about this game. You can get to the beginning of wherever you came from by dying. He got all the red jewels he needs to get the Will, I believe. So he's going
back to Watermere, turn all the red jewels, get the Will, and now we can go over to Euro.
Yeah, so because the original game was so linear and there was really no way of getting back and forth between different areas once you hit an area, we've retrofitted some of the items in the original game and turned them into travel items that unlock passages you can travel between them. And the Will is one of them. It's actually pretty close now to its intended use. Busranter taking an unfortunate death kind of deep in Mu. So the Will it allows you to show that you own these crux, which are kind of these camel ostrich things that take you across the desert. So you can go across. The other statue of
time to go back to Mu.
Back to Mu at some point. So that takes you from the northeast continent to the north continent. And other items, unlock other passages, and I guess we'll talk about that when we get there. But yeah, so now Solar is in the North Continent. He's going through Euro and picking up, I think there are 6 items here you can get. If you have the apple, you can get all 7. That's another fetch quest.
Salty has Lola's letter.
Yeah, that was Dao.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are some hints in the game you can talk to. I think there are 11 NPCs you can talk to, and it'll spoil the general location of some items.
Yeah, I was going to talk a little bit more about the Will item, but I mean, if you played a vanilla game, the vanilla game is like very, very dark, and you can see in this stream where there's actual, they call them laborers, workers. There's another word that I can use for that, but I'm not going to use.
We all know what they are.
Yeah. thing is very dark, and the will is actually because you get it because you lose it, you win a game of Russian roulette basically.
And Busranter's having trouble in Mu, and it's no wonder because Mu is a bear, especially at this low health.
Does he
Hopefully he has enough jewels to
Yeah, I don't know how
pick
many he
up
has.
the will and get out of this area.
Although now we're in Anchor Watt, which maybe that Earthquaker was logical to just get to this early.
Actually, he can only check one item here. He's going to Death Warp because he needs both Slider and Spin Dash in order to get past this area anyway.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so he's just going in for the one item right now.
Okay, so Ransom did have enough jewels to get the will, so he got 10. I think still missing 2 or 3 more from there, but hopefully we won't need to go back in there just for those.
Alright, so we have...
Okay, so...
Guess...
okay, you did need those from Mu.
Yeah.
Well, he'll go back once he gets to the Statue of Hope, and he can do more of it.
Yes. Okay, so he's getting the one item from... This must be an item that unlocks passage here, so he'll go turn in...
The Gorgon Flower. Well, it could be more, you go back into Mu because of the second Statue of Hope. That's still awesome.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, so I guess we should talk about just big picture. What are we trying to do in this game? We're running around, we're getting items. We've mentioned the magic dust being necessary. We talked about Mystic Statues, Edward's Prison.
Okay, so we have both Carrot info and magic dust info.
Right. So there's really kind of 2 things, I guess 3 things you need to do in order to beat the game. The first thing is you need to collect a number of mystic statues. There are 6 of them, and they're guarded by various bosses that are hidden in, I guess what we call major dungeons. You get to the end of the dungeon, you beat the boss, you get a mystic statue, and the peasants rejoice. In the game, you gotta get all 6 of them, and actually you don't have to get any of them because the game doesn't even check to see if you have them, because, again, they just built into the linearity of the game just the fact that you have to get them. So that's how that works. But in this game, we actually do check, and this is a 3-statue game, I believe, right? They need
3 for the tournament.
Yeah, so they need 3 mystic statues, and the game tells you which ones you need to do. Normally, if you're starting where you're supposed to start, in South Cape, you can just talk to the teacher, and the teacher tells you what you need to get, so you know right off the bat what you're moving towards. Here, we did a safe start, meaning that your start location is randomized to any safe location, so any town, really, throughout the entire game. And so they started the game about halfway through, and so they haven't even been to South Cape yet. They don't really have a way of getting to South Cape until they get that Lola's letter that was said to be in Tao. And they can't even get to Tao until they get the large roast, which unlocks that northwest continent where Tao is. And so it's going to be a while before we even see what we're trying to do as far as which mystic statues we need to get. So that's one of the requirements. The second requirement is you need to unlock your 3rd fighting form. Oh, Solar taken to death. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So you need to find your 3rd fighting form, which is Shadow, and you do that by finding an item called the Aura. And so that's the second thing you need to do. And the 3rd thing you need to do is you need to rescue Kara from her painting. In the original game, Kara gets trapped in a painting by this mad scientist, artist dude, or something.
Might see him later, Ishtar.
Yes. I'm sure we will. He's in Angel Village. But that's where in the original game you get the magic dust. You go through this whole, you go through his puzzles, and he gives you the magic dust, and you use the magic dust and you smear it on the painting, and you give her a kiss, and she comes out, and she's there. And so what we've done is we've randomized, there are 5 minor dungeons in the game. And so we've randomized which one of those she can show up to at the end to kind of make them relevant to the game, because you don't get mystic statues for completing those.
Luckily, Lance's letter, which was one of the items we got, it's used in this. It's just to tell you where Kara's painting is, and we got the hint that Kara is in Edward's castle, which is, ironic.
Oh yeah, because that's where Edward is her
where
father.
she lives the first time. Okay, there you go. Now we have access to the underwater temple.
Yeah. Anyway, so those are the 3 things you have to do, and the way that so you have to find the magic dust to be able to free Kara, and you have to actually, of course, be able to get to Kara to free her. So once you do those 3 things, you get the mystic statues, you unlock Shadow's form, and you free Kara from her painting. You can just go into any dark space and you can talk to Gaia, and she'll be like, "Okay, you're ready to meet the final boss," and so you can just go do that. So that's what we're trying to do here.
Oof. Rancer just took a death right before getting to the dark space.
I know, there's a dark space over there. He was checking. I don't remember if you can have an item in that or not. I know at some
I'm not
point
sure either. I know you can have an item here because this is where you find vanilla slider.
Yes.
Maybe it is vanilla slider. Finish this dungeon, yeah.
Mm-hmm. If it is, that means that the players are going to have to fight the vampires as will, if they have to fight the vampires at all, which will be something.
Actually, well, you could go out of your way to get. Whether as a kid, I went all the way out of my way to get to the dark space that Rancer's going to now and turn to Freedan and make your way all the way back. It's long and out of the way, but unless you fight the vampires as Freedan.
Oh, that flasher just showed up right in front of Busranter's dark space. So Solar takes a death. He's gotten everything he can get here.
Yeah, he's going to head to the Undersea Palace.
Yeah, or he might. There's a few things he can do. He has the apple. He can go back to Euro and get an item there.
Oh, I didn't see him get the apple. Okay. Oh, no, the apple's good because we got a hint earlier that Anne has the purifying stone.
Oh yeah, so yeah, he definitely wants to hit that before going to Seaside Palace because that's where you use the purification stone.
Yes, and I can full clear that and never have to come back there again.
Mm-hmm. Technically, he can't full clear it until he has Lily.
Oh, right, Lily. I forgot about that stupid. Oh, there's a purity stone.
Yeah.
So many little intricacies about this randomizer. We're like little key items, unlocking little key items along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. One of the reasons why Rancer switched to Freedan, I think, is just for being able to kill enemies a little easier.
Yes, yeah.
Which I don't blame him. It's tough.
Yeah, this is a rough section, and actually, you're intended to have Friar to get past this particular bottleneck section here, because we decided that the game must have wanted you to do it that way. So we do have that required in logic.
Yeah, it makes sense. Now, I believe you can only get will abilities in these non-dungeon dark spaces, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Unless you're in chaos mode.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mode that we're in right now, you can only get fighting abilities, or I guess, Freedan abilities in dungeons. The dark spaces that are in towns can have will abilities in them. I think Busranter skipped an item.
We got rid of a hieroglyph, because that means we don't need to beat the pyramid.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there are some little. Come on, Busranter, you can do it. Get past it. Yes. Good job. Yeah. Oh gosh, what did you just say? I was going to comment on it.
The hieroglyph, the solar.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So there are a few clues even before you talk to the teacher in South Cape to figure out which mystic statues are required. Rama statues and hieroglyphs. Rama statues are used in Mu to unlock the vampires. And vampires don't, they only give you a mystic statue. They don't actually unlock any items. And so there's really no reason logically in the game to fight them unless you need that mystic statue. And so we made it in the game to where if you get Rama statues and you don't need to fight the vampires, you can just delete them from your inventory and just make some room in your backpack. And the same with hieroglyphs. You use the hieroglyphs. Come on, Busranter, you can do it. Get it.
Is this the apple?
Oh, come on. I don't remember what this was. Yes!
That was the apple. That's what I thought.
Very good. Alright. I still think he let I think he forgot to get that other item, but we'll see.
All right, well, we found our Dow access because the large roast was locked by the purity stone.
Okay, so now we can get to Dow, we can get Lola's letter, and now we can access everywhere in the world. So for Solar, this became an open world game now. Yeah, this has been kind of a brutal start, making you dip into these late dungeons.
Yeah.
Pretty early on.
Hey, at least it's not like early Killer 6.
No. Killer 6 is, there's a room in the pyramid, and that's what I was just talking about. At the end of the pyramid is the Mummy Queen. You get your 5th Mystic statue there. And the hieroglyphs, the only reason you need that is to fight her. And if you don't need to fight her, then you can just throw those away. So if you're able to throw away stuff, that gives you a hint as to what you need. So Solar's going through Dow. There's 4 easy items here and a dark space. You can also check a hint.
There's Lola's letter.
There it is. Lola's letter teaches you Morse code so that you can talk with your friend Seth, who has been turned into a river monster. And if any of that made sense to you at all, then congratulations, you have played this game before.
Yeah. We got the hint from the lady holding the letter to Jackal that the mansion has the herb. So the mansion does not have a required item.
Yes.
But we can still go there to warp to the final boss, basically. To warp to the 6th Mystic statue, sorry.
That's right. Yeah, so the 6th Mystic statue, you normally have to climb the Tower of Babel, which is essentially a boss rush where you fight harder versions of all the bosses that you fought in the game. It's long, it's tedious, and nobody has time for that. So there's also the hidden boss in the game we talked about, Solid Arm, where if you get all the jewels he sends you to his mansion, you can get one item there, which we just found out is an herb, which is useless. But if you fight the boss, it's hard to get to him, but it's faster than going through the Tower of Babel. So it's a nice little trade-off, speed for danger. And so if you have all the jewels that you need, and you need Mystic Statue 6, most runners will choose to fight Solid Arm rather than do the Tower of Babel.
Fighting one boss is a lot easier than fighting 5 bosses.
Right.
And so it goes that one boss. Once you know what you're doing, it's pretty free. The secret boss.
Yeah, it used to be pretty intense. You know, I remember as a kid trying to fight him, and I could never figure out how to do it. And then, again, I believe it was Mr. Freet that was instrumental in finding there's a certain pixel you can stand on. And then later we found an easy setup to get onto that pixel where essentially you never take damage. You just stand there and he'll just spit his fire at you over and over and over again, and you'll just be like, what?
All right, so we got our Mystic statues we need. We need 1, 3, and 6. So we need to be Inca Ruins, Mu, and the final boss, the boss rush.
Indeed. Does that mean that we have to triple dip into Mu?
At least maybe still quad. Oh no, I don't think we have to go back to kill the boss.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it might still be quad.
Yeah, well, I think the seed is requiring you to at least triple dip.
Yes, because you have to go in to get enough red jewels to get the will. They gotta come back to get more red jewels to get the Gorgon flower.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be
the apple.
It wouldn't be a tournament seed, you know, without something like that. Alright, so Solar has made his way to the first continent now, where you normally would start the game. And he gets nothing for his efforts for killing all those worms.
Alright, so the items we know we need now. I would not recommend doing Edward's Castle now until hopefully we have the magic dust first.
Right, well I don't think...
29 red jewels.
Yeah, he would need to have the key in order to enter the...
okay, so we need Edward's prison key. We need 2 statues to unlock the Inca boss.
Yes.
Statue has memory melody. We need that also, most likely.
Yeah. Yep, so there are 3 dungeon items that get you through the Inca ruins.
What was that?
Yeah. I don't know, it looked important.
Yeah, they're not like red jewels, so...
He needs enough red jewels to get the magic dust. And the 6th item, he needs enough red jewels to fight Solid Arm.
Up, here we go.
All right, first will ability. Looks like it's Slider.
Back to Moo we go.
Back to Moo we go. Okay, so Slider is a special ability. he's salty about it.
So
There's lots of
the
other
same
places.
thing I was thinking.
There's lots of other places he can go, though. He doesn't have to go back to Moo. He has the whole southeast continent to go after. I don't think he's been there yet.
Yeah, I'll probably go do that. That makes more sense.
He's also angry about...
okay. He's gonna do Angel Village first, which you full clear, get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Normally, if you don't know where Kara is, this is one of the places where Kara could be. It's a long dungeon. You get a lot of items, and the only thing it's locked behind is sliders, so he can get to it now. If you don't know where Kara is, and she could be here, and you don't have the magic dust, it's kind of a gamble, because you can go for a bunch of items, but it's a big time sink. And you get to the very end, and it's like, oh no, Kara's here, I'm going to have to do this all again when I get the magic dust. But he knows that Kara is in Edwards, so he can go in here with...
Busranter still having trouble in Moo, which, Moo in low levels, Moo in any time is bad, but Moo in low levels especially bad.
Yeah, it's being brutal, and I just saw the moment of when he realized he was down to 1 health and he was on that ramp. He's just, I give up. Just take me now.
So in the vanilla game, the way you get power-ups is by killing enemies, and you can still do that, but not every enemy room has power-ups.
Yeah,
but you will get them when you beat bosses.
Right. To make this game more of an open-world game, we had a huge problem with, or a huge challenge with rebalancing the game, because every room with enemies in the game gives you...
This room that Solar's in now, it has 4, so he will kill both these enemies and get a bonus, and he gets defense.
Nice. Oh, he was also salty about getting Slider because that means he can't do free dashes anymore.
Oh.
That's probably more why he was salty. And so anyway, so we had to rebalance the enemies to make the game more open world, because the game's assuming every time you beat a boss, even if you miss updates or, stat updates from rooms, you get caught up with all the rooms that you missed. It just gives it to you, and we keep that mechanic in the game. But that means that by the end, and that's part of why I think they made the game so linear, is because just the balancing is way off. Your early game is way, it's impossible to try to fight late game enemies with early game stats. So we had to rebalance everything. And so we removed a lot of the stat upgrades in the game. And so that's how it is. So you look in a room, and if there's a few enemies, it might be worth it to snag an upgrade, like Solar did. He's going through Ishtar's challenge now. He has to find the differences in these 2 rooms, and these are also randomized. Every time you play the game, it'll be different. Can we
delete crystal balls? That when we know we don't need them?
No, because that actually could be the way to get to Seaside Palace. And a really mean seed, if like say the Mew key was locked behind Seaside Palace, you would actually need those 4 crystal balls in order to get there. I've seen that before, and it made me happy.
I'm sure.
All right. So what did Solar? Did he pick up anything good?
He picked up the hint that the 1 item on the Angel chip is a hieroglyph, so don't need that.
Yeah.
Picked up a crystal ball.
Looks like he has the. Looks like he has the.
And more red jewels.
Now. Yeah.
And what else?
He has the necklace now. I don't know where he got it.
Oh, I didn't see that. That gets Lily, and now he has magic dust. So now he just wants to find the prison key as soon as possible, just so he can get that out of the way.
Yeah, and Lola's melody allows him to get to Itori Village, where Lily is, and then the necklace allows him to put her in his pocket so that she can unlock a couple more areas for him. Oh yeah, that she is required because Kara's in underground tunnel.
Yeah, you need Lily to open the underground tunnel.
Okay, so Lola's melody is another required item for this seed then. No music.
Man. Ooh. Well, we have to go to Pyramid.
Mm.
Does that hint specifically mean Killer 6, though? I hope it does.
No, because I think if it was Killer 6, the hint would say Killer 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Killer 6 is this
One room of the pyramid that is very, very hard to not die in.
It's hard. We actually had to... Oh yeah, he's... Okay, so Busranter's going back for that item that he missed last time.
Yeah, I think it's just a red jewel. I think you need every red jewel to
he needs it to get the will or something.
Gorgon flower.
Gorgon flower, you're right. He got the will already. Oh,
no, that. Oh, yeah, the moon palace.
And then that gets some red jewels to do the thing. Great.
Well, that plus the purification stone had something also, I think. Oh, yeah, because the purification stone had Lil's letter, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I don't know. The NPC after the letter, after the stone, definitely had something. There's a little melody.
There it is. So now he can get to Itori, he can get Lily. He can get the final item in the coffin in Seaside Palace, which is where Busranter is right now. And he can, once he gets the prison key, he can progress through the underground tunnel, take Kara into his arms.
All he had to do was tell everyone where the runaway slave was.
Yep.
You know, normal things.
Sure, yeah. I mean, like, what's the price of your soul? You know, I think it's worth a Lola's melody, personally. It is really interesting how you were talking about how dark this game is, and I think for the time and compared to other themes that NES games have covered in this time period, this is kind of it's mature. It's kind of advanced. You know, I think Nintendo kind of made a practice of not really, you know, doing too much social commentary, you know, kind of staying away from those more mature issues. And this one kind of dives headlong into it. As a kid, it's kind of over your head, but as an adult...
You remember, Nintendo didn't make this. This was an Enix game.
That's true. Fair enough.
Also, Neo in chat telling us that the pyramid hint strictly excludes Killer 6. Killer 6 is its own hint.
Yes, that is true. And we actually had to put into logic some artificial constraints to make it so that that location is very unlikely to have a key item. Not impossible, but if it does happen, it'll happen later in game. Essentially, we made a lot of the stat upgrades or herbs as required items before you even get sent there. So yeah, it is possible that you have to be sent there, but they're not going to send you there first thing in the game. And I was sad. But I also love the community, and I do what I can to make them happy.
Now, how does that screen work in Randomizer? So I haven't played Randomizer with this yet, so...
They can just be any enemies. So you can just have just this cluster of 6 enemies that just come up on you. Shout out to Neo in chat. He's one of our co-developers. He helped a lot with a lot of things in the game. He helped with some user interface stuff on the website. Neo's a good lad.
Yeah, this was definitely one of those randomizers that I was looking forward to, and I played a lot until, you know, Black Sliver ruined it for me and made Evermizer, and now I'm going to play that.
Randomizer's cancer. I can't. I can't with it.
But no, we had to stay there. Randomizer and Evermizer.
Oh.
Like, Sliver was the one that made the Evermizer, so Evermore Randomizer, and I've been sinking all my time into that instead of other games.
I don't know if this is talking out of school or not, but some of the other developers on the team have been thinking about ways to do a multi-world with the Illusion of Gaia randomizer.
Yes, I'm looking forward to hopefully having that happen. Ooh, Sky Garden has an ability.
All right, if this is dash, it's worthless, which it is. If it's spin, then it can unlock some stuff.
It's worthless.
Worthless.
All the things that dash would normally open in the Will game can be opened with any of the other Will abilities.
That's right.
We might not need spin.
You know, you may be right.
Because it's 1, 3, and 6. You don't need spin for any of those.
Yes, you may need spin to unlock items that get you to those places. Like for instance, we know that pyramid has something important, and there's almost half the pyramid is locked behind spin dash. Okay, let's see. Nice. Okay, so Solar is doing this ramp glitch, which if you don't have slider is pretty easy. If you do have slider, you have to do a bunch of complicated input buffering and things like that, and he pulled it off no problem.
Yeah, that's the Rama statue, so that's the one for Mu, correct?
Yes, so that's one of two. Once it gets
Rama statues and Inca statues, that's what we're looking for. And also that glitch that Solar just pulled off, that's one of the ones I actually know how to do. To access that dark space without having to switch to Freenet. I want Freenet anyway.
Yeah. So Neo's talking about inventory management. I realize we haven't really talked about inventory in this game.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. So you have 16 slots in your inventory, no more, no less. And you have 112 items in the game. So you do the math as far as what bad things could happen. Part of the challenge of coding the randomizer was making it so that you couldn't soft lock yourself by getting just the wrong combination of items to where your inventory is locked out from collecting new items. So yeah, managing your inventory, making sure you have enough room for everything. Sometimes routing choices can be less about where you're going to get the most items and more about where can I offload some of these items that are clogging up my backpack.
Yeah. So I know two of the things that you've done to try to alleviate that is one, making all the herbs show up as one item.
Yes. The herb stack, which is kind of cool. We thought about doing that with other items as well, but I mean honestly, I don't mind inventory management being a part of it.
Yeah, I imagine if you want to put this on like something like EP, that you would have to have the red jewels be automatically sent.
Yes, yeah. Those are some of the things we've been talking about on how to make that work.
Meanwhile, we have a little deviation here. As Busranter is in a place that Solar has not been yet, that being Inca Ruins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see if this item... Crystal Ball, okay.
Well, that's a reason for him to go to Sky Garden, but Sky Garden really hasn't had too much of a requirement yet. Because again, Psycho Dash, but it's not really needed. And the Friar upgrade, which is nice, but... But yeah, we need the diamond-shaped block to go further in Inca, so Busranter for now.
Yeah, so I think Solar skipped it just because it's one item, it's kind of out of the way. If you have the diamond block, you can just snag it on your way to the rest of the stuff. But yeah, Busranter decided to go for it and see if it was anything good. Alright, so here's the question for you, Rambler. Favorite music in the game?
Oh, God. In this game, my favorite music... Oh, that's what Necklace was, by the way. Remember that one item we were talking about?
Yes, it was Necklace, you're right.
Okay. My favorite music in the game is probably Anchor Watt.
Same. I think that the one that I heard most often from other folks as being their favorite was Sky Garden.
Yeah.
Where we just were. That's a good one too. Ba-dum-bum-ba-da. I don't remember the name of the composer for this music, but I believe this is the only project he ever did as far as video game music is concerned, which I think is a travesty because I really like his style, and I think he did a great job. I want more from him.
So we're now in the Diamond Mine, which requires a lot of very niche items to unlock everything. There's a lot of small things you need: elevator keys, lift keys, dark fire, which we have.
Yeah, I think with a horrible seed, I think you could be forced to quadruple dip this dungeon with just all of the various requirements to clear everything.
Yeah, like you need any of Will's abilities to unlock one dark space. You need dark fire to unlock this with a Will ability, which was nothing this time.
Yeah, you need either dark fire or psycho spin or spin dash to get, to access 2 dark spaces, no items. Yeah, it's just really wonky. You need the elevator key to get to kind of like the one wing of it, and that unlocks a couple items, but then you also need 2 keys to get to the final place, which could have Kara, but also always has an item. Yeah, it's pretty janky.
This is one of my favorite places to be in the vanilla game because it's just a cool concept.
Oh yeah, and you're freeing these laborers as you go.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're doing.
I'm a hero. I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, it's not like I sold out one of your brothers earlier and a red jewel. That's not something that happened. I'm cool. It's fine.
Oh no, we live for Lola's Melody. It's a little better.
Well, in this game it was Lola's Melody, but in the original game it's just a red jewel.
Yeah, red jewel. Yeah.
Yeah. So you sell out somebody to the slavers in order to.
Oh yeah. By the way, in the vanilla game, the gem is the person who's running the slave trade.
Yes.
That's how bad of a guy he is. That's what you're working for.
Yeah, and you're giving him you're giving him back his essence in exchange for herbs and stat upgrades. So yeah, there's some moral quandaries going on in this game. It's okay though. Neo votes for the final. Oh, the post-dark Gaia music.
Yeah, the ending theme.
Yeah, that's another one that I hear. I think that's Sai's favorite too. Shout out to Sai. I saw him in chat earlier. Ooh, both of our runners are in Diamond Mine right now.
Yep. Another hieroglyph. That's not needed.
Useless hieroglyph. Alright, let me take a look at our inventory here and see what is our next move, probably.
Back to move.
Did he ever go back and get... Oh, he didn't get Lola's Melody. Where did that show up?
Lola's Melody was... I forgot where it was.
Oh wait, did he get Lola's Melody? I'm colorblind.
Solar did. Solar definitely got Lola's Melody.
Solar did? Okay, well, Busranter has it too. Okay, so he's probably going back there to get Lily now.
Yeah,
that's
get
what
Lily.
I would do.
And maybe... Oh, you can't do the Edwards yet, unless somehow the key showed up in Itery.
Right. Let's take a moment to enjoy this music and to enjoy Solar's bald sprite. Solar was one of the original playtesters and moderators for this game when we were first developing it. There were 4 of them. Sai, who I mentioned, was one of them as well. And so to thank them for all their work when we finally got the game to a place where it was somewhat stable, I went and I made them custom sprites that they can use, and so there's Solar's sprite that I made for him.
No spin dash there. Rancer has a ton of red jewels to get rid of. Oh, wow.
Edward. Okay. Well, he's got to go there anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, but he needs to get the key first.
Yes.
Unless the key is right here.
Edward's key.
Oh.
That's an herb. Whatever. It was worth a shot.
Yeah, so at least we know where most of the items we need to beat the game are. We have magic dust. We know where Kara is. We know where the block is. We just need to find like the 3 statues.
Yeah, the 3 statues and the prison key, and I think that pretty much unlocks everything.
We need aura also.
True, we don't have aura yet.
And we know that Pyramid has one of the statues for Inca runes. So that could be a place that they go to next. I mean, auraless is pretty rough. Of course, it's only 1 item, but yeah, you never know. Vanilla aura? Anyone? Vanilla aura?
It might be. It might be. Yeah, it's in logic. I think you just need either spin or slider in order to get past the orb dudes so that you can open up that dark space. Alright. It looks like our runners are actually kind of on a route where they're kind of, Solar is just a few steps ahead. The Busranter at this point. Busranter's going to Itori to get Lily. Oh yeah, Solar's going to talk to Eric, who is kind of his go-between to talk to Seth, who's the Morse code river monster, who can give him a ride to various locations. Alright, back to Mew. Oh wait, no, or is he going back to Seaside Palace? Probably doing is getting Coffin. Yep, there he goes. Avoid Mew at all costs. Alright, so it looks like our runners are mostly just like cleaning up item locations, trying to unlock some more dungeons. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the prison key is what we're looking for to really get things moving on the combat front. Oh, let's see if this guy blocks Solar from getting out. That NPC right there can give you a hard time.
Ooh. Make a statue.
And a hint?
We already have the Law Rush, though.
Yeah.
It was literally right here.
Yeah, we named the NPC here that gives you an item after you purify the coffin. Hey, Sai. We named them Buffy because in the vanilla game they're like, oh yeah, I stole this key from the vampires. Here, you take it. It's like, what? Wait, hold on. I want to hear this story. How did you steal this key from the vampires? And they get turned into a skeleton. But there are no answers for us. It just gets glossed over.
Alright, now that we have back to Moon, 3rd dip for Solar with this time of Slider.
Yep. There's one item he can get here now that he has Slider.
So this could end up being a quad dip. Because, imagine this is I don't know, prison key.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess the only way this wouldn't be a quad dip is if he gets Rama statue right now.
Yeah.
And then he can just go and...
Well, if this is nothing, then this wasn't required. It's not a technical quad dip.
Oh, you're right. Oh, true.
That's where I'm coming from.
It barely sneaks past those spikes. Alright, Busranter's going into Angel Dungeon. I don't remember there being anything really of note.
There wasn't. Solar did this. It was not much of anything.
Yeah, Busranter checked the force in this room to see if there were any stat upgrades, because there's only 6 enemies. So, a little easy way to get a little bit of strength, defense, or health.
Well, the room with just 2. Alright, that's just the red jewels, so never mind.
I don't know, somehow an unrequired quad dip soothes my soul more than a
Yeah.
required one. Bald spot check, hi. Hey, Weldon.
Hey.
Weldon and Neo are talking about, I guess...
Thou shalt not make fun of bald people.
I'm not making fun of bald people, I'm just commenting on their baldness and the presence. There's a difference.
Oh, okay.
We renamed that second Rawa statue location that Solar just checked. I guess it cost him the last tournament because he completely forgot that it existed. And so we call it the bald spot now.
Alright, here we go. Vanilla aura time.
I feel like this probably has to be something, doesn't it? Yeah, and this is why having slider or spin is required for this section, because these enemies, there's really nowhere to go. You're just, in this thin little thing, and you gotta take that guy out to unlock that dark space.
I love this game so much.
What a troll! Okay, so back to
Diamond Mine.
Back to Diamond Mine. This gives him access to 2 items, but he still can't full clear that dungeon because he doesn't have both mine keys. So that could be a required triple dip into Diamond Mine.
Yes.
Anybody? Oh, that was a trolley item right there. I love it. Alright, is Solar bottleneck right now? Is he pretty much just...
Yeah, I think so. Now there's going to be less locations, less location. This is what IoT Rando tends to delve into more often than other randos.
Mm-hmm. Where you're kind of on a track, and you just gotta follow it. Yeah, we tried our best to make it feel as organic as possible, but there's not a whole lot of room in the item pool. Like, compare it to something like Link to the Past, where you have like hundreds of quote useless items, like so many, red rupees and things like that, and so it feels a lot more random.
There's only so many red jewels and herbs to go around.
I know. I think over half the items in this game are key items, and so the concentration of key items to locations is much higher, and that was part of the challenge in determining what kind of shuffle algorithm do we use, to make it feel less linear. There's the prison game.
Yeah. All right, now we're gonna open up pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he'll go to the underground tunnel. He'll free Kara. He'll get his diamond block. He'll go to Inca. Somewhere along the way, he'll probably get his Inca statues and his melody.
I think,
or I guess
memory melody is vanilla. Because to got the hint, it said singing statue has memory melody.
Oh, it is vanilla then.
Yeah.
You're right.
We still, to go back to pyramids to get the Inca statue.
Yeah, and there's still some room for shenanigans. They could, he could get Spin Dash, and that could unlock Anchor Wat and Mount Cress. He might have to go and get one of the Inca statues over there or something.
Please don't have us go to Mount Cress, please.
Everybody loves Cress. It's everybody's favorite. What are you talking about?
It's the worst.
Man, you have been out of this community for a while. Cress is the new favorite.
Oh no. There must be something new that I must have missed out on. Other than the fact that, the new 80% is, uses that as the war points to them.
Alright, so we're about an hour into this game, and we're finally able to access the first dungeon in the game, which is Edward's Tunnel.
And we're basically still the same power level that we would be.
I know, we have no HP, because we haven't beat any bosses. That's another thing about this randomizer, is because it's so much of a time sink to farm for upgrades. You normally just wait till you hit the bosses to get caught up. But the bosses, there's an iron block. The bosses are hidden behind so many items each that it's usually a while before you can do any of them. So you spend a lot of the game in kind of these early game stats unless you take the time to defeat enemies and get them. And so yeah.
Yeah, I think the only boss that isn't locked behind like a ton of checks is the land snake at Great Wall.
Finger. Yeah, and even that, I mean, you need two abilities to get past it.
Yeah, you need Fire and Spin.
Yeah, it is interesting though. I think that's the only dungeon where it's not locked behind items; it's locked behind abilities. And there's a lot of little things like that after developing the randomizer, it's interesting how it worked out.
So this is what Lily was required for.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so here in the game is where you're introduced first to Friedan. This is where you, dare I say, free Dan?
I'm out of here.
Alright. Good night, everybody. We're going to quit while we're ahead. You guys are on your own for the rest of it.
Alright, bad puns aside. Let's see how the rest of this dungeon goes for Solar.
Catching up on chat. Singing Statue with Wind Melody is a hard pass. I prefer 3 minutes of pixel-perfect positioning to skip one check. He says that because Neo came up with a strat where you can actually skip Wind Melody. And I guess it takes, at worst, 3 minutes.
There's Laura.
It takes 3 minutes to just stand on all the tiles for 10 seconds and see if it's the thing.
In the vanilla game, it's the same tile every time, so you can skip it.
Yes.
But in the randomizer, can be what? Literally anyone?
Yeah, I think it's 6 times 12.
Yeah.
That's how many tiles there are.
Oh, hi, Kara.
Yeah, but if you, I guess if you have a pixel perfect position, then you can check 4 tiles at once. So, you cut that time down by 4. Man, I'm getting a lot of hate in chat from that thing, and you know what? I stand by it. I am a father.
Oh, God.
And so I lean into the dad jokes. Hold on. Oh, I should have brought it with me. For my birthday, I love my son so much. For Christmas this year, my son got me a dad joke book. And I am very tempted to leave this commentary right now and go get that book and treat everybody to the loveliness that is the dad jokes.
Right, so trying to clip his way up to this one chest. There you go.
Oh, he got it. It really is hard. I mean, I think that kind of shows, it just showcases a little bit more how hard it is to do that trick when you have slider. Alright. Shout out to Z, who is commentating on the German stream right now, but he was instrumental in discovering a recent glitch that was found in Inca ruins, which is where Solar is right now, that actually had a big impact on the vanilla speedrun of this game. The Z ladder, which we named it, where it was discovered you can manipulate being hit at a certain time to lock yourself into a climbing animation on one of these ladders, and then you can just climb up and down forever. The glitch was known about.
So you can do a shadow anytime, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So it was known about, but it wasn't really made useful until it was discovered that one of the ladders happens to be directly above a door, and the only way that you can get canceled out of that animation is if you hit a trigger, to go to a new map, which would be a door. So yeah, anyway, that was a long explanation, but we'll probably be able to see it. It changed the routing of this dungeon completely. And it shaved, like, I think 45 seconds off of the world record.
I hear a singing statue.
Mm-hmm. My favorite part is when somebody comes here and their inventory is full.
Wow, you're mean.
You haven't learned this about me yet? I think all randomizer creators have to have that kind of streak in them.
I think so, yeah.
A little bit of evilness, goes a long way. But yeah, you have to listen to the whole thing, and then at the end it says, "Oh, your inventory's full. You gotta do it again." I would love to say that that's never happened to me, but
it has. Alright, there's our first mine key. We have to go back to Dynamite for triple dip.
It's not your key. It's mine key.
That one's not as bad. I'm not going to grow.
Alright, so here's Z ladder. Don't blink, you'll miss it. So he climbs down to safety and he goes into that door and skips half the dungeon.
Nice.
Alright, so now he has to backtrack to get one item. It's actually a travesty because just before this glitch was discovered, they discovered a strat where you could do a vertical ramp glitch, which again was known about, but I think they thought it was TAS only. Well, we found a way to where in real time you could use a vertical ramp positioning in order to skip half the dungeon as well. But then once the Z ladder was discovered, the routing made it so that it wasn't worth it to even go for that anymore. So I actually really liked the vertical ramp glitch, and I spent a lot of time perfecting it. It's like, oh, this is really cool, and now it's obsolete. So, boo. Oh, there's the wind melody.
Oh,
what did the sing statue have?
Memory melody.
Memory. Oh, okay.
That's what it was. The two were mixed up. Well, that's convenient then.
Oh, the melodies.
Well, that worked out really well. And now we're gonna memory melody. Wind melody here. Not memory melody. Memory melody.
Okay,
this game.
get your guesses in. I'm guessing 5th row, 3rd column.
Second row, 9th column. Wow, 6-1.
Get wrecked, everybody. Okay, so he can place one of these statues, but he doesn't have the other one, so there's nothing he can do. He can check this for, I guess, spin dash is what he's hoping to see here.
Well, he skipped a bunch of other ones along the way.
Yeah.
I don't know because he knows they can't have it.
Yeah, like the other one, about midway through Inca, is always open. It doesn't have an ability because if you don't know Z ladder, then you need to turn into Freedan. Well, if you don't know Z ladder, and if you don't know, like the will dash that allows you to kill that statue early, the intended way for you to do it is to turn into Freedan so that you can use his sword to kill a guy and open up a passage.
Looks like we're gonna go to Tower of Babel here.
Oh yeah, there's 2 items you can get real quick, like. Yeah, the memory melody is one of those items in the vanilla game that is essentially just a plot railroad. It's like, play this thing and then you can progress the game. It doesn't do anything else. Those are the kind of things that we changed in the randomizer to turn them into somewhat story relevant mushroom drop.
Oh boy.
Hee crest we go.
And there's spin.
Here's spin.
Alright, now I think Saul's gonna. Oh, he's looking. Yeah, because he has aura now, so he can go to pyramid. So now all pyramids open to us.
Did he get? Who we got the aura too? Oh, he did.
Yeah, you found aura.
Nice. Oh, that corner is getting in the way. There we go.
Yeah, now we got
After getting up the ramp.
Yeah, the memory melody also opens up the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
With this.
Yeah, so the memory melody and the randomizer makes it so that Neil remembers how to fly his plane. It's like he has a plane, but he forgot how to fly it. Memory melody, now he can fly you around.
All right, shadow, and now off to the
pyramid we go. Yeah, with that spin dash, he unlocked like the last 3 dungeons in the game all at once. He can dip into Cress. He can, I believe, full clear Anchor Wat, and he can access the pyramid.
Yeah, with spin dash and shadow, I'm pretty sure we can full clear pyramid, even though we don't need to. What we're looking for now, well, we know one of the ink statues is here.
You know what I just noticed?
What's that?
It's a 50 jewel seed.
Oh, it's 50 jewels for my secrets?
Yes.
Oh wow.
So that means you need to collect every single red jewel in the game if you want to take the shorter, quote unquote, route of defeating Solid Arm instead of doing the.
So we might see boss rush then.
We might see boss rush. That's what I would do.
Unless you somehow find all 50 red jewels like along the way, but I mean, what are we missing? We're missing. We know we're gonna get an Inca statue in Pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
We're missing a Rama statue. I think that's it, right?
That's it. So if he finds the Rama statue here, there's really.
Oh, I think we need Crystal Ring.
I don't think we need Crystal Ring for anything.
You don't need Crystal Ring to get.
Oh, you do if you do the boss. I'm so used to saying we don't need Crystal Ring for anything because no one ever does the boss rush. You do need the Crystal Ring to access the boss.
Well, Solar has 46 red jewels.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very interested to see.
So if Solar finds like the last 3 red jewels in here, then he doesn't need Crystal Ring.
Yes,
and he can go kill Solid Arm instead.
Mm-hmm. We debated whether or not to make the Crystal Ring required to go to Dark Gaia, because technically in the game, the reason why it's required to free Kara is because Will is the Dark Knight and Kara is the Light Knight, and like he has a crystal ring and she has a crystal ring, and it's like Wonder Twins something, you know, and that's what unlocks the Firebird.
Yeah, that unlocks Firebird in this game also. We have early Firebird accessed.
Right.
But we don't have the crystal ring yet.
Yeah, so that's what we... Ooh, swag. Solar, he did the God Pixel, or the... If you're on a specific pixel, then you can enter into the door before you land on the ground. And he got it. Good job.
Now he's just showing off.
He's a show off. So, alright, so Busranter is going to get... What was it here? Was it Lola's Melody that you get here? Or was it Diamond Block? Something like that. He's about to get an unlocked item here. Prison Key.
Prison Key, yeah.
I would have gotten to it eventually. There's only 112 items in the game. It's like,
yeah, meanwhile,
maybe it's the 37th Red Jewel.
Solar found the other Light Key, so now Solar has access to Sam.
No Samlet this seed.
No.
Feels bad.
Ooh, the teapot. Not Crest? Well, no, that's the item.
Yeah, teapot's not useful right now. You can use the teapot to give yourself access to Sky Garden early.
Yeah, that activates the Moon Tribe war points.
Mm-hmm.
Which basically just Moon Tribe, Sky Garden and Undersea Palace.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that could also be a required way to get to the Seaside Palace. That is one thing I'm pretty pleased with in how this game turned out just for the randomizer, and I gotta give a shout out to the community, especially the early community that was really helping brainstorm all of these things as we were talking. Okay, how do we want to make it work? Because I mean, you can make it whatever you want, and we knew we had to overhaul the whole thing in order to make it a randomizer anyway. So it's like the world was our oyster as far as what choices we could make, and all these early decisions. It was really nice to have a lot of input, and I'm
2 mushroom drops.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just really pleased with just the routing of the game and all the various options and how different seeds end up playing differently based on what items you get. Okay, so skipping Killer 6, because again, it very rarely has anything useful. But with a 50 red jewel seed like this, it's quite likely that that item could have the last red jewel that you need in order to fight Solar.
Well, that would have been useful if we needed to beat this dungeon.
Yeah, your father's journal goes in the trash. Sorry, Dad.
Yeah, so that was the room with the Killer 6, but we're not going to go all into it.
Mm-hmm. So there's also a new routing thing that was discovered, and shout out to Mana Freak, who is the developer of Gaia the Creator, which is a ROM hacking platform for this game specifically. This project, I say it in the credits, but I gotta say it again, this project would not have gotten off the ground at all if his project, if that didn't exist. Who has barely enough health to do that trick. Anyway, so these corridors that you can fall down that appear when you jump on them twice, as far as we know, nobody in the community, in the speedrunning community or anybody even knew those existed.
I didn't.
Yeah, and I mean, so, but I was looking in Gaia the Creator, which has a map editor, and you can just see the whole map of every stage, and I saw these corridors just kind of off to the side, off camera, to be brought in, and I'm like, what are these? And that led to some investigation, and we realized, oh, this is something the developers put into the game. Because I think the idea was that you could kind of pick your favorite character, and some rooms had to be done with Shadow, some had to be done with Will, but there were some you could choose your favorites, and I think that was a way of making it so that you didn't have to use Shadow for that room, and it ended up being faster to use it as Will. So that was another speedrunning routing change that brought to us by just the randomizer community and just noticing things.
Alright, so we didn't get the Anchor statue, so we got the main thing we came in here for.
Alright, we still need a Rama statue. We still need a crystal ring. Perhaps. Either a crystal ring or
more red jewels.
More red jewels.
I think we're going back to Dow to see how many red jewels we have. Oh, not yet. Oh, I think it's heading off to Cress.
Yeah, or Anchor Watt, maybe. I'd go Anchor Watt before Cress.
No, I'm going Cress.
Yep, Cress it is.
He's a masochist. I like it.
Gotta give the people what they want.
No one wants this. This is just Solar being like, oh, this is going to be the worst case scenario.
How many drops do we have?
He has 2.
He has 2. So we can't quite clear it. Busranter doing Z ladder. Well done.
Yeah, Neil has an interesting question. If you are 48 red jewels but you find your gun mode, what do? Do you look for the last 2 red jewels?
I gotta go boss rush. If I don't find all the jewels that I need before I'm in go mode, I don't know. I'm kind of doing boss rush. It's not. We did some quality of life changes to make the animations quicker, so it's not the time difference between going the two routes is not too bad.
Yeah. Do you really want to go to Kill 6 just for one ritual?
No, I mean, if I know that it was Killer 6, then I would definitely skip it and just do the boss rush.
Yeah, or Anchor Watt Final Prize, for instance.
Yeah.
Though Anchor Watt also gives you a hint. Oh, that's so much value.
There's also count them, 3 dark spaces. We haven't found Aura Barrier yet.
Listen.
Okay, no, there's a lot.
Speaking of Anchor Watt,
there's a lot of misrepresentation.
There's your logical Anchor Watt, even though it's an item that Armors probably don't need. Black glasses.
Fun fact, because the black glasses are largely useless, we did add a little bit of functionality to them. If you put on the black glasses and you look on your map to see if there's a force, it'll actually tell you what upgrade you'll get.
Yes, I remember that. So it'll be even more worth it if you really want that attack buff. I think that's the best one you want. Attack. HP's good too. Mm-hmm. They're all good. Defense is a little iffy.
I like defense, but it does make death warping slower.
Yeah.
We haven't beaten any bosses at all yet. We're over almost an hour 20 minutes in, and nary a boss to be found.
All right, there's the Rama statue. So Phil made the right call as usual.
Yeah. Okay,
I believe he's in go mode now.
Yeah. So
he needs Crystal Ring or Red Jewels.
He needs Crystal Ring.
Or Red Jewels.
Or Red Jewels. Yeah, he's deciding what am I gonna do. I think he just realized I think he thought he was in go mode, and now he's like, oh wait. And so he's deciding, do I go search for jewels or do I complete this? Do I go to Anchor Watt? He's deciding to go and he can get one more item here.
Well, he knows that the gold ship doesn't have it.
Yeah.
We got the hint for that. There's nothing else left to do, so we just have to go in there to kill the vampires.
Solar, I'm so proud. You're going left. Alright, so he's at 48 jewels, so he needs 2 more.
Let's use the mushroom drops here.
Alright, so we're coming up on the crazy spider room.
Leg.
Yeah, hard locks are a real being a little too frisky with those spiders. Hard locking is a real danger in this room, depending on where you go. There are just so many spiders, and the game is so overloaded with memory that it could just crash on you. And another thing that was discovered via the randomizer that changed.
Vanilla mushroom drops on anyone?
I love it. Yeah, so we might as well finish this here, and then he'll get an herb at the end of it, and it'll be useless. But you can actually use it to your advantage, and purposefully overflow the memory to make it warp you to anywhere you want to go in the game, pretty much. And so that expanded this for. Oh, come on. Okay. Sorry. Back to what I was saying. So move this from a speedrunning leaderboard that had only 2 categories to now I believe it has 5, just based on this one glitch. You know, it's kind of, it's not on the same level as like, what is it, the item manipulation glitch that they found in Ocarina of Time.
Oh,
God. Essentially, it's not at that level, but for NES, it's
SNES, yeah,
almost equivalent. Yeah, for SNES, it's almost equivalent.
Oh, it wasn't an herb; it was a strength upgrade.
Oh yeah, that's worth it.
I mean, if it was early, yes. But this late in the seed, probably not.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of. I mean, this is a great game and a great community, and it's been really fun working on the randomizer. And again, the most fun part has been just getting to know the people who. This game seems to attract just the right kind of folks. You know, it seems like people who are nostalgic for this game are my kind of people.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed, like the same people all popped up in both this community, the Secret Evermore, the Secret of Mana communities.
Yeah.
Everyone loves their abstract RPGs. Well, not too abstract. There are much more abstract than this, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, this is just right in the uncanny valley. It's not quite abstract enough to be abstract, but
yeah,
so
enough people have heard of it.
Yeah, but anyway, so it's that's been the most lovely part. But it also is nice knowing that through the just the discoveries and the efforts and everybody working on this game and it getting fresh eyes after so many years. Making these kind of discoveries that actually change the way the game is speedrun. I don't know, it's kind of nice.
So one thing you notice once in a while, Solar likes to hit the menu just to. And you're wondering, why is it just doing it real quick? Well, it cancels out the animation of the force opened away, and you can skip ahead. It's a little bit faster.
Yes.
Both our runners are here at Anchor Lot, and I mean, we know Rancher's looking for more items. Solar's just looking for Crystal Ring or Red Jewels.
Yes.
My favorite room in the game, the garden.
The Garden of Eden. Just so serene, so lovely. The flies are buzzing around.
So annoying for me, completionist, trying to kill all the enemies.
Oh my gosh, I think there's like 36 enemies in that room or something like that. And a lot of them are just like hidden bushes. I mean, you can tell, but still, it's like
those damn flies that Z and Wilden are posting in the chat right now.
Flies and flashers are the trolliest enemies in the game by far. So when I was first working on Randomizer, if we watch Solar, we can see him do the Friar skip. Normally you need Earthquake to do this, but no problem. So when I was working on Randomizer, I created a hack called Oops All Flies, where it turns every enemy in the game into these Anchor Watt flies.
Imagine Killer 6. I mean, in Randomizer, you want these flies in Killer 6, so then there'll be anywhere in the room.
Yeah, they just zip away. So yeah, I think that's still a branch on my GitHub somewhere, so if anybody wants to go play
Ups as a rental. I believe that's 49. It might be 50. No, it says 49 on this tracker, I think.
Yeah, okay, so how many items are left in this? We got 1, 2, 3. We got at least 3 items left that we can gather here in Anchor Watt. I bet one of them's the Crystal Ring and one of them is the last Red Jewel.
Well, how many more items left in the game altogether? Not many, right?
Yeah, probably.
I can't think of anywhere. The one in the pyramid.
Yeah, one in Diamond Mine because they didn't go to Sand.
Yeah. There's a Red Jewel. That's 50.
There it is. All right, go mode.
The vanilla black glasses.
All right, so he's probably gonna jump down and use the dark space to
go straight to Warmia. And from Warmia, you gotta go.
Hey, well then, you're right. All flies in one bush. Wait, was it one bush? Yeah, maybe.
Alright, so now we're going to see quasi-boss rushes. He has to kill 3 bosses here. First, he's going to kill the vampires, I would assume, which is right here.
Yeah.
Then kill Kaskoff, and then kill Solidarm.
I think that's the routing that makes the most sense.
It looks like he's going to go kill Solidarm first.
Oh no, this
Oh no,
is
wait, no,
you
wait,
go-
this is
you go
Advanced
to
Wing. I forgot. That's Advanced Wing of Vampires. Yeah, the vampires. Looks like Busranter messed up the Earthquaker skip, so let's go back.
Easy reset, not a problem.
Yeah, at least the 50 red jewels came out relatively early. Yeah, with this little portal here, it's an easy way to get to use Freedom or Shadow in this case in the vampire fight.
It just hit me that I gotta play this game
Yeah.
in a little bit. I am quite out of practice.
You're fine.
Oh wait, who am I? Who am I racing? That'll really be it. Knowing my luck, I'm probably racing Psy. Oh, Psy and Wilden?
Yeah, they're both calling you out in chat right now.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah, so if you ever had to fight as a kid and you had to fight as Will, yeah, it's a lot easier this way.
Yeah, so he's using a glitch called Aura Glitch, where if you start that aura animation where you melt and you do an attack, like the frame before you do that, then your attack hitbox will stay on top of you the whole time you're doing it, while you're invulnerable. So you get a lot of hits in.
And there's Mystic Statue number 3, which is the first of our 3 required ones.
Mystic Statue 3, which is actually Mystic Statue 1, which is wait.
All right, now maybe he'll do a solid arm because he just, walk over to. Oh no, well, yeah.
No, he'll probably go to Water Mia and talk to the guy, get sent to South Cape, and do that because you can.
Yeah.
You can talk to Jill or anywhere. Oh, Busranter is checking this dark space. I'm not sure why.
He failed the clip, so he's looking for Earthquaker now.
Oh, okay. I think he's like a quarter tile too far to the left. I like to line up his center part on his hair with the edge of the interior tile on the left wall. And if you can understand from that description how to do it, then I'm so proud of you. Alright, so now after about an hour and a half into this game, Solar's gonna go fight the first boss.
Yep, but again, this will be a much easier fight because he'll have access to Shadow.
Yes. And he got a whole bunch of stat upgrades from defeating the vampires just now. And he'll get a lot more from defeating Castoff. He'll get none, by the way, for defeating Solid Arm. That was another trade-off that we put in the game. If you want the status upgrades for the 6th Mystic Statue, you gotta do the boss rush. Alright, Busranter, you got this. Alright, there's one hit. Oh, you're way too far left. Yeah, you triggered it. Alright, cast off on Solar's group.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, when we get to the final boss, we still have access to Firebird even without Crystal Ring?
No, you need... well, final boss, yes. Yeah, so if you get to the final boss screen, even if you don't have Crystal Ring, you can still use Firebird.
Got it.
We put in the game access to early Firebird. If you free Kara and you put on the Crystal Ring, you've pretty much done everything in according to the lore of the game, to unlock the Firebird ability. And so with the help of Raven Zero, shout out to Ray, who's been crushing it lately with just adding value to the randomizer, doing all kinds of interesting stuff. You can join the Discord and watch in the development channel and see them talk about all the cool things they're doing. But anyway, so he found a way that you can unlock the Firebird attack anywhere in the game. So that makes the vampire fight pretty much free. Being able to hit him at a distance with Firebird over and over and over again.
So I'm not unsure about wanting to set sail on that.
Yes. So it's not quite
Wow,
ready to
we
go.
got off the gold ship and onto the shore safely. I'm sure nothing bad happened in between the Valley game.
Nah, we needed the space from the raft scene to do more randomizer stuff. All right, 50 red jewels. We're off to the mansion now.
Don't forget to grab the herb.
I was just thinking, do you think he'll grab it out of habit, or do you think he'll remember the hint?
I think I'll remember the hint.
Yeah. All right, so there's a lot of lag.
Having the strength upgrades is nice for this place now.
Yeah.
Be able to actually kill these enemies.
So the big lag in this room are those phasers, the guys with the whips, because every time they pull out their whip, it generates like a dozen sprites, because the whips are articulated. And you also have these, like, Haunted Mansion Disney ghosts that are floating over everything, and that's causing a lot of problems as well. Yep, skipping the item.
Now, if you implement one Link to the Past randomizer that with Fast ROM, we wouldn't have this issue.
Mm-hmm. It's above my pay grade. Okay, so we're gonna Solo's gonna show us how to get onto that god pixel. There he is. So try his solid arm might. There's nothing you can do to hurt him right here. You can just wail on him. Oh, if only Kid Bagu could see me now.
Yeah.
Ed, what an ugly thing to say. Does this mean we're not friends anymore? You might notice that everything that Jem says in the game is a quote from Doc Holliday from Tombstone. Oh, Busranter was 1 pixel off for that early entry.
Alright, and what's this being Solar doing? Well, let's just skip the bus rush and say hi to your dead dad. I mean, skeleton.
Yeah.
And you get the 6-minute statue.
Shout out to Sans.
Now we got 6. You go back to Dark Space. You talk
Alright,
to Dark Gaia, and she says, "Hey, you want to go save the world now?"
He takes a heal first. I always picture her saying, when you say no, and she says okay, I always picture her being like, okay. You want to go save the world? No?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Let the comment hit.
Cowabunga. We got some random quotes in the game. Every time when you die, you get a random quote per seed. It's the same quote.
Yeah.
Regardless. I should find a way to make it different every time. We'll get Ray on that. And then you get a random quote when you blast off to the comet. I think I put a bunch of superhero catchphrases in there. Plus one. Plus one special one. Final boss. Yes, Kyle. Tombstone is a great movie. I'm your Huckleberry. So the final boss of this game is, I think it's a little anticlimactic, personally. I mean, really, it's just this first phase where you're waiting for him to open his mouth. And then there's a second phase where you're waiting for her to open her mouth. And just, trying to dodge stuff. So, but it turns out, speaking of Ray again, Raven Zero. Ha. That was funny. So it turns out they had high hopes for this boss fight, and it actually was going to be this, it looks to be a 5-phase monstrosity. But they ran out of time. And you can kind of tell throughout the rest of the game just how, like in the early game, they put a lot of effort into like the NPCs walking around South Cape, for instance, like they all have their own paths and they all have their own stories and there's all kinds of stuff going on. And then you get later in the game and there's just none of that, So you can definitely see, development time crunch going on.
Yeah.
At the time, but Raven was able to. He found a whole block of code near the boss fight, and he's like, "What's all this for? Like nothing's ever hitting this," and it was apparently in development, ultimately unused. Oh, Busranter, poor guy. Ultimately unused portions of the final boss fight that I guess they couldn't really finish. Time.
GG's.
GG.
Because we're not fighting this boss fight he's talking about.
Yes. Anyway, yeah. So what Raven was able to do was able to go in and to clean it up and actually make it functional. And you can choose it in the randomizer. So if you choose that after that second, you now have 3 more phases of fighting this boss, and I think it's great. I love it. All right. Well, GG to Solar. Hour and 38 minutes.
It's, I guess, a decent time for a seed where you need 50 rituals.
Yes.
And we are now joined by our winner of Qualifying Race 1. Wait, you just left. I can't hear you. You can't run away from me that easily.
People come and go so quickly here. Hi, Queen. I hear Queen laughing at the background.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Solar. How are you?
I'm exhausted from that seed.
Congratulations on finding all 50 rituals. Very impressive.
My gosh. Did Bus find the crystal ring, or?
No, he got caught up. He died and knew a bunch of times early on, and he caught up. He failed the glitch in Anchor Watt.
I was worried about you early, especially with not having access to too many upgrades. That was a very tedious seed. My gosh.
Yeah, you only had to go to Moo 3 times, though you went 4.
Just a couple of times in the beginning of just going back and forth for a certain item just to get back into another dungeon. It's.
I know. Who made this game? Anyway?
Yeah, seriously.
How dare you, Bagyo?
I drink your tears. I take your anger unto myself. It gives me strength.
But yeah, I mean, typical spin dash location. I was upset that I got Slider as my first wheel move, but
yeah, we saw you were upset about that. I don't know if you were upset because you couldn't use free dash anymore, or you were upset that you had to go back to Moo.
Just the free dash part.
Yeah, okay.
Then I was worried about Room 3. I was happy to find Psycho Dash right before Room 3, so I could actually do it in Sky Garden without having to do it quickly.
Yeah, that's right. You need a charging ability in order to do that.
Yeah, unless you want to do something frame perfect, but forget that.
Yeah. Or you could do the. I guess you could have done the room the vanilla way. Oh, I.
You see on Solar Screen, if you're new here, the best part of the randomizer is this text right here.
Here, have some bacon.
So yeah, I'm assuming either on Killer 6, on Sam, or further into Anchor Watts at Crystal Ring, which,
yeah.
I mean, at that point, you're getting 50 red jewels anyway.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. I mean, if it's on Sam, that's the least of the bad locations, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Baguio did add a bunch of speed ups to this, so Room 3 isn't terrible.
Right. Well, the boss rush has some quality of life changes as well that make it a little faster.
True.
I don't know if anyone's actually investigated how much faster it is to go the 50 red jewel route versus, with all the speed ups to the.
If I had like 46 or less, I probably still would have done bosses. If I
that's what we're talking about. Like if you were in Angkor Wat and you had 48 and you got the crystal ring like early in that dungeon,
I would have had a panic attack.
I was gonna say, we were all talking in chat. It's like, would you nope out and go for the boss rush, or would you dip a little farther, hoping that you find 2 more red jewels? What are you gonna do?
No, in that situation, I'm glad I got the red jewels because I didn't want to make that decision at 48.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Busranter has seen the bad news and has decided to forfeit the seed.
Nah.
Well, very good. I gotta find a way to prepare for my race coming up. Well, we got 43 minutes.
You're gonna have the beautiful voice of Queenie and the exhausted voice of Solar commenting on that one.
Oh.
You guys are coming
Ooh, IRL commentary, nice.
Oh,
I know.
It's so cute.
It's adorable.
Oh man, I don't want to play. I'm just gonna forfeit the race right away so I can just listen to you guys comment.
I mean, you can always
wild
watch
and
the pod
inside.
back.
Anything for you.
Oh, Wilden, I want to hear what this is.
Also, Wilden, I'm sorry. When I got Swag Pixel and Pyramid, I laughed out loud here and I went, Queenie, Wilden's only done that once.
Okay, so Solar,
yes.
Does this? How many times I took Swag Pixel? So Solar, does this mean that you are now the proud owner of a Perler illusion of Gaia something?
I would leave that to Z to confirm, but I do believe so.
Well, congratulations!
Thank you.
It's the icing on the cake.
It is. I'm excited. We've got a wall behind us, which we can't obviously see right now, but we have a few Perlers on the wall right now, so it'd be a wonderful addition to the collection.
Solar.
He
Let me tell you a story.
He wins too many tournaments.
Yeah, there's a story of a man, and he had many sheep, and then there was this other man.
No, I just meant it'd be cool to have that up there. These aren't the Perlers behind me are not from tournaments. My gosh,
thou art the man.
Oh
Solar.
My goodness, Bagu, why? Early morning Bagu is just the same as late afternoon Bagu.
Oh, I wake up with the snark. It comes with me. I must have like snarky dreams or something. The reason I say that is because I was talking about how the glitch in Mount Crest totally changed the way this game is speedrun. And it like exploded it from 2 categories to it's at 5 categories now, right, Solar?
I think there's 6.
6? Oh, 6 categories. Anyway,
yeah, I added 3 to the original.
Anyway, so there was a brief period of time when I actually had the world record in the new 100% route, and then Solar, of course, came and stole it from me, and so I pulled out my best, prophet, Old Testament prophet Nathan, busting David. It's like, Solar, there's this man and he has many sheep. And there's this other man, and he had 1 lamb that he nurtured from a baby, because this is my only world record I'd ever had.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
And then the rich man took the poor man's sheep, and yeah. Anyway,
actually, I was watching Sigil with some numbers at the end of their username. They're actually practicing and running Gaia 100% now.
That's what I'm talking about. Get some fresh blood in there.
Oh yeah.
I always have it in the back of my head to go back when I have an abundance of time, which will never happen. But when I have an abundance of time, I'd love to get back into speed running and actually do it right.
Looks like Busranter is having some issue getting in the commentary, but I mean, GG's the Busranter. They'll be going into the match tomorrow, the first match tomorrow, the semifinals, I believe.
That's right.
I guess one of the upsides of being in only a 2-player race is you're guaranteed a spot in the semis. in the third place or fourth place match, I should say.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. We're just gonna have fun with the race. Whatever happens, happens. We were both gonna head on to.
Yeah, coming up in about 40 minutes will be the second race. Again, it'll be Bagu, Sai, and Wilden, commentated again by Solar and Queenie.
How'd you guys do? Did you get trolled by chat at all, or smooth sailing?
Bagu made a bad pun. I almost quit commentary.
Don't blame you.
I think I'm the only commentator that caused the co-commentator to almost rage quit.
It wasn't even the seed being bad. It was the commentator making bad puns.
Was there any commentators curse anywhere in this?
Not really. I think I think we called one of the items being a one of. I think the elevator key leading to something. I said, "Oh, imagine if there's a triple dip into."
Yeah, man, forget that. Oh, I'm upset all over again.
Good.
I think you had to go to Dynamite 3 times. Moo was required 3 times.
Was it like Diamond Mine to get the prison key to then go into there?
I also messed up the hint where it said melody was on Singing Statue, and I thought it was a Vanilla Wind melody, and then it was Memory Melody, and then you found a Wind melody right after it, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, there was a couple of that. Not that we needed it, but the last mushroom drop being in Crest
was Vanilla, yeah.
Yep. Oh. I was expecting to see a little solar dance after you got that one, but
no.
I was disappointed.
I mean, at a minute 20-ish to minute 30-ish, you start to go like, okay, when's the other person going to finish? Because Bus has been putting up some great times, showing off for practice for the tourney.
Yeah, well, I look forward to seeing them tomorrow for the sub. Oh gosh, whatever it's called. You know, the thing with the people and the racing and the.
I'll call the fourth place match
tournament.
because 3 people are in the finals, so the winner of the secondary gets the 4th place.
It's a cool way to set it up this time. So it's double elimination all the way through. So the 3rd place from the next match and the following match face off in a match after that today. And winner of that goes into tomorrow's semifinal with the 2nd placers, and the winner of that goes to the 1st placers in the final.
Yeah, I really like the double elimination. I think it gives everybody a chance to come back.
Nobody's and the panic I had because the bald spot was one of the last spots I checked in this seed. You have something.
I had a red jewel, which in the grand scheme of things,
we
needed.
All right, we're
gonna try to fill the time between the next race because we're gonna have the next race start in about a half hour. Don't know if we're gonna keep it on the air or take it off and come back. I think we're gonna try to keep it on the air, keep everything going as one continuous.
So which part of the game should I practice? If I could pick one part of the game to practice
6.
Solar.
Go for early Killer 6. That'll definitely work.
Totally pay off.
I don't know anymore. It's more of just, do I have to go to Pyramid or not? When you get the hint for Inca Statue of Pyramid, then it's like, okay, I have to go to Inca.
At least it paid off that you only had to do Pyramid once.
Yeah.
I wish I could practice the solid arm fight. I think last time I tried, I always go. I don't go for the buffer strategy. I go for the visual strategy. Yeah. And I totally botched it last time. And then I think when I tried to do the buffer strategy after that, I botched it again. So this will be a fun race coming up.
What's a little nicer in that is that this year it's 3 statues and not 4 statues. So 50-50
less likely.
Shot.
Plus the 4th statue here might have been just Sandfanger and it was free.
Yep. And I mean, if it is, you do get Statue 6, there's always a chance the Crystal Ring isn't at the back end of the seed, and you can do boss rush if you need. Plus, you guys might have talked about that. You do get the bonus stats from Mummy Queen 2.0 if you need them.
We did say that, Solar. You're not bringing any new information to the table.
You know what? I don't even know why I'm talking.
I don't either, honestly.
So we're going to be talking a lot in the next hour and a half, so.
Well, it'll be he and Queenie, so we'll see about that.
It'll be filled with a bunch of awkward questions that I don't want to answer by Queenie.
I mean, she's already in chat demanding world records from you, or else she's going to divorce you, so.
The threat is always real.
Alright, right, I'm gonna go hang out. I got a whole day in front of me. GG's to both our runners. Great commentary, Bagu, as usual, and thank you for our viewers for hanging out and for Speed Gaming for putting it on.
Thanks for hanging out, Rambler. I appreciated having you on. It's very, very
Yeah, it was
enjoyable.
fun.
Thank you.
I miss this game a lot. I just don't have time to play much anymore. I barely have time to play Randomizer, and barely have time to play Zelda now. So one day I'll stream another Gaia Seed. Maybe when small. Maybe if it gets added to AP and stuff. Oh yeah. So to fill the time, we have Z here talking about what our runners are playing for.
Hello. GG Solar.
Thank you, Z.
It was a mean seed, but you played it super well.
I was really upset with you because you said all the seeds were vetted, so there weren't going to be any crazy things. Halfway through that seed, I was like, Z!
I mean, I have not played the seeds before, so I was just trusting that person. So I'm in the same boat as you now. I'm scared for my seed.
You should be. Did you hire Francis to vet these seeds or something?
No, not Francis. Not Francis.
Okay.
I will not say the name because I don't want them to get any bad talk about this. But yeah, Solar, you're in the finals now, and you won one of our incredible prizes, which we're seeing on stream right now, made by Nastatree.
Cool. They look great.
Does he get his choice of which one, or are they giving out randomly?
I don't know how to do that yet, to be honest.
Well, either way, it's not my choice. Queenie will choose which one at this point, but...
So you're gonna have Kara at the end, huh?
Well, maybe, we'll see.
You're also in for the grand prize, which is our beautiful 3D shadow box from the Monitor, which will have also he has other video game stuff, and he has a discount on his shop right now, so check that out definitely. And
I think this is my favorite box that we've done so far.
Yeah,
I
mine
really
too.
like this one.
Mine too. I kinda
It really looks cool. I feel bad too. Did Busranter pick up the second Freedan move?
He did not pick it up.
Okay,
Both of you skipped it, but that might have been Earthquaker, right?
And we had the opportunity possibly to do that actual scene, but
yeah, it was kind of. Both of you didn't pick it up, but you both checked Wild and Dark Space, and I was so happy when I saw you running into Bald Spot.
I was thinking of all you guys from last year for that.
I thought so too. Everybody was celebrating it, definitely. But yeah, you're in for the grand final. Who do you want to face in the final? Who's your bet on?
So I haven't thought that far ahead. I will say I looked at the matchup coming up, and my biggest regret is that all three won't be in like a Discord call together with all that snark and all that sass between the three of you. The world can't handle that between Sai, Wild, and Bagu.
I know, we should skip the commentary and just have our mics on. Three of us.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. That's a great match. That could go anyway. And then if I look at the match after that, which is Z, Fico, and Queenie, it's going to be another great match. I don't know. I honestly, with as much as people have been practicing and just what's been going on, what happened last year, this is anybody's tournament.
Right. Yeah, we're just breaking over a bit of the time now. Buzz was also very frustrated. He was in the German interview right now. I was there too. So he hated the seat too, but he struggled a bit more in Mu, and he got a overall worse start. And you never lost that advantage once you had it. So
I did die in Mu though. That's rough at 8 HP,
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
when you release a Hope statue.
So many flashes, and you only have 8 HP to work with. That's really not.
Yeah,
not
I believe
that nice.
I believe it's a 2-hit at that health. If you get hit twice, you're out.
2 or 3.
3 hits, because Mu enemies without defensive grade deal 3 points of damage. And you have 8 HP, so it should be 3 hits. But with so many flashes on screen when both rope statues are in, that's still nothing.
Yeah, I risked, after I died the first time in there, I risked chucking both my herbs on myself and was like, okay, we get through this time or it's going to be rough.
Yeah. How mad were you when you found that mushroom drop? Vanilla.
Oh, the last one? At that point, I still had 48 jewels. I don't think I was going to go with Crystal Ring if the Crystal Ring is the end. I think I would have still been hunting for jewels. So I got the... whatever was at the second drop location. And then I death warped. Because it was...
Yeah.
Whatever
Oh,
it
yeah,
was.
what happened there? Yeah, because you got the... like the Inca statue or something like that. Something that made it look like...
It was something I needed, but I death warped, like, okay, I'm gonna go to Angkor Wat. Oh, it was the second Rama statue, and I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then I went,
Yeah, but you still need other crystal ring. Yeah,
it was more of a red jewel thing. Like, oh, I guess I do need to go for that, because at that point I didn't know that was a mushroom drop. So I was like, I do need to check for red jewels, and I guess if I'm gonna go to Angkor Wat, I might as well. Like, that's a long way around just to get to the garden for Angkor Wat. I might as well go back to Cress just to check that, because I already had the mushroom drops opened.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, there was a lot of that this seed for me. I wasn't too happy with how I played. A lot of, like, second guessing and kind of, like, taking steps in one direction and then turning around and going somewhere else. But
I
little rusty.
I remember seeing you in South Cape when you were... Yeah, I'm running towards Eric.
Oh,
wait, no, I'm running back into
Inca. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. I forgot about that.
Well, if you all enjoyed seeing Solar's indecision and bad decisions, stay tuned for a half hour where you'll see much of the same from Bagu. It's so fun to commentate this game just because it reminds me of how much, not just the randomizer, but how much the vanilla game has changed since, people have been playing this game and getting fresh eyes on it. And it's like, oh yeah, this changed the way this game is speedrun. And oh yeah, this changed the way that this was routed. And, this allowed us to discover this thing. And, shout out to Free who discovered this. And shout out to Z who discovered this. And it's just, it's fun to have the opportunity to remind myself just how fun this project has been, and it's largely due to the people that it has attracted and who have been a part of it. It's just it's been a real honor and a joy to get to know all of you. And I didn't mean to get all sappy right now, but it's a good opportunity to just remind myself of just how much we all have accomplished together. It's a lot of fun.
We have, and it's fun, but it's also been very impactful. You've got a lot of credit to give yourself, Bagu, for what you've done. For just, not even the randomizer, but also the speedrun, just from creating this rando. So thank you for that.
Definitely.
Well, I appreciate that.
Without this rando and this great community would maybe never have gone together like this, and I think that's just worth celebrating every year. So I'm always happy for these events, and I'm always happy to play some more Gaia rando. And
thank you, Z, for throwing this tournament together.
It's a great
start.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. We see the work that you put into it.
The first seed was terrible. Let's see how the other ones go.
It's all downhill from here. It's fine.
Can only be better from that one.
Yeah,
we're happy to have you all here. Everybody who's watching, very much appreciated. Also set this on the German side. Thank you so much for Speed Gaming, who's hosting this, who's doing all the heavy tech stuff in the background that I'm just too dumb to do myself or to ever get organized. So thank you so much for that. And I think we will now get a little break. The stream will probably go offline. We will be back for you in probably about 20 minutes. So right before 11 EM solar time and 5 PM my time. Is that correct?
Yes. 11 AM USCT, Universal Solar Chat time.
Right.
And I'll be spending that whole time practicing my free dashes.
Well, good luck to you, Bagu.
Oh, I saw those free
Thank
dashes. I was so, oh my god, he's doing all the free dashes to the Great Wall. That was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It's so much fun to do free dashes in Great Wall because in the vanilla game you can't do them.
Oh, it feels naughty almost.
Great we got to see it. So yeah, stay tuned. We will have Notebugumi, Walden, and Sai990 coming up right now, and we will have Solar, you in comms with Queenie.
Yes,
It's gonna be such a good race all around. I mean, the commentating, the people that are running. I wish I could watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna be my one little break that I have today is gonna be watch this race and listen to Solar and Queenie commentate. So I'm gonna enjoy this definitely, and yeah, we'll be with you with a lot more Gaia. 2 more races today, an elimination race. Ooh, words are hard. Later tonight with the 3rd places, and then tomorrow with our big finals, we will have only 2 races, but it will be 4 players each. So if you had fun right now, please stick with us for this weekend. And please check out the Monitor's shop. He has amazing stuff there. For this weekend only, you get a discount if you use the code GaiaRando. Thank you, everybody, and we will be going to the break now.
So like.
Bye.